Little Johnny was a chemist.
He was.
Little Johnny is no more, for what he thought was H2O was really H2SO4.
Now, what did Johnny do with H2SO4?
Well, it's probably funny if you know what H2SO4 is.
That's probably true, yes.
Should we teach them what H2SO4 is so they can actually laugh at that?
Understand the joke?
I think
or
we should.
the poem? Because you were
that.
kind of poetic that time.
It was quite
Sometimes
poetic.
you're poetic and sometimes you just
I was
aren't.
quoting Shakespeare earlier.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed. Okay, good.
All right.
Well, today we're going to learn how to name
Acids.
So you see H2SO4 is an acid.
It's sulfuric
and if you
acid.
drink, and that particular acid, if you drink it, it's going to hurt.
Yeah, it's going to be nasty. I actually had that explode in my face when I was in college.
I bet that hurt.
It did. It got in my mouth, and it burned holes in my mouth. Not holes, but like sores in my mouth, and it was the most sour thing I've ever tasted in my life.
I should tell you my sulfuric acid story. Some friends of mine, sort of friends, they were chemistry majors, friends. I don't know, they were total friends. Colleagues in college. They got a hold of some concentrated sulfuric acid, and they dumped them into the toilets in my dorm room, and the dorm toilets exploded.
Lovely.
And so we had to go down 2 floors to go to the restroom for like a month and a half. It was we were not happy with them.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Yes. Yeah.
It's our official position that you should never, ever do that.
Never, ever. It exploded the toilets. Okay, when we name acids, we actually have to look at the polyatomic ions.
Yes.
If the name of the, not just polyatomic, the name of the anion, I should say.
Yeah.
The name of the anion, which is the second part.
Right, because the cation in acids is always the same. It's always H+.
So if the anion ends in the ending IDE, the suffix, then it's going to become a hydro-something-ic acid.
So let's say like chloride?
Yeah, chloride.
Okay.
Becomes hydrochloric
acid. Okay.
So let's do that on the next page. Let's
just go through the examples.
If it ends in ite, it becomes an us acid. And if it ends in ate, it becomes an ic acid.
All right.
You need to copy this down, and you're going to see how this all works.
Ate becomes ic, ite becomes us, ide becomes hydroic.
That sounds weird.
Kind of rattles.
But it's still cool. Okay, so let's see if I can name H2SO4.
All right.
Now, if we look at H2SO4. Actually, let's say one more thing before we get there. What makes acids acids?
Hydrogen ions.
It's the H positive one that's combined with something else. Let's call it X. This X could have, and the X will always be, it could have a -1 charge, a -2 charge, or X could have a -3 charge. There's essentially 3 kinds of acid, the HX, H2X, and H3X.
Yep.
Okay, we actually have names for those. That's not important at this stage of the game. Okay, so this one here is a 2, but this hydrogen is what makes it an acid.
Right.
Now, if you look at SO4 and you look on the polyion, his last name is sulfate. Now let's look at our chart.
Previous slide. 8.
Eights, as we say, the bottom one becomes ic. So we kind of change the naming and we put the word acid on it, and this becomes sulfuric acid. You add the word acid.
Yep.
And that's it. You see, that's the Johnny was no more because he drank the H2SO4, the sulfuric acid, the same stuff that blew up the toilets in my dorm room. Okay, so that's how. So you have to just use that chart, and that chart will help you out. Let's do some more. Okay, that's not the end of the show. All right, so. All right, let's do another one. Okay. Let's do HBr.
HBr.
All right, notice the H, that means it's an acid.
It's an acid, right.
And then Br is bromide. So Br is bromide, so if you look back at our page that had the list, all right, we're finding it here.
There it is.
If it ends in IDE, it becomes a hydro-something-ic acid.
Yep, so it's bromide, so it's hydrobrom.
So this is hydrobromic acid. Don't just say hydrobromic, it's a hydrobromic acid, okay? How about we do HClO4?
Okay.
All right, so ClO4, let's look at your polyion list. His name is?
Perchlorate.
Perchlorate.
And all the 8s become ic acids.
So this turns into an ic acid.
So instead of perchlorate, it's perchloric.
It's perchloric acid. Okay?
Okay.
All right, what about if we do HNO2?
Okay.
Now, NO2 is nitrite. But ites, if we look on our chart here.
Right, ite becomes us.
Not us, US, but
O-U-S.
it's spelled O-U-S. Oos. So this is
nitrous acid.
That's pretty easy.
It is.
Now, what if we were to go the other direction?
All right, let's start with a name.
All right, so let's say that we have sulfurous acid.
Sulfurous acid. Okay. Well, us acids come from ite.
Well, so we're going to go backwards. So we have the us. We're going to go the other direction. It came from an ite. So it came from what thing?
So sulfurous came from sulfite.
Sulfite.
And sulfite, if we look on our polyatomic ion table, is SO3 with a -2 charge.
Now, the acid tells you it's going to combine always with H.
ions.
Now, H has a charge of +1, first column in the periodic table. And so that doesn't add up to zeros. You still have to play the charge game, or what do you want to call it. So the lowest common multiple is 2, so I need 2 of those, so that becomes H2SO3. How about we do phosphoric acid?
Okay, it's an ic acid. So if we look on our chart, ic acids come from 8 ions.
So that's phosphate.
Phosphate.
So that's going to be
phosphate if we look on our table.
PO4. Hopefully by this stage you might have gotten that semi-memorized.
Okay.
-3.
-3, that means we need 3 hydrogens.
And the hydrogen's a +1, so I need 3 hydrogens. So that is H3PO4.
Yep. Let's do HClO.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, yeah, good call, Mr. Sams. We haven't done one like that. All right, another blank screen here. What if I have HClO? Now, HClO, look on your polyatomic ion list, is called hypochlorite.
Yep. I just realized I made us go back the other direction. I started with the formula. We're going back to the names again.
That's all right.
We were just doing names of the formula.
But
that's all right.
It ends in ite, so it becomes an us.
Us. Right.
So this is just hypochlorous acid.
Right. Let's do one more name to formula. Let's do hydroiodic acid.
Ooh, I like that. Hydroiodic acid.
This is my favorite acid. You'll see why.
Okay. I know why. If it's a hydroic acid, it came from the one that ended in ide. So that's iodide. Now, iodide is just the I with a charge, which is -1.
Yep.
H, the acid right here, we kind of go backwards, kind of like this, don't we? Yep. H has a positive charge, so this is H positive, I negative. They add up to 0 already.
Yep.
So this is a very happy one.
It's
Hi!
acid. Hi.
It's HI. Hydroiodic acid.
There it is.
That's how you name acid.
That's
it's not really rocket science, is it?
No, it's chemistry.
It's just chemistry. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, good. Well, you're done with Unit 2. Congratulations. Bye.